We are going to record, and let's open up our presentation for tonight. There we go. All right, Lisa.
Okay, Danielle. Well, welcome everyone to our Shred10 webinar tonight. My name is Lisa Blaisdell, and Danielle Colavito and I are really excited to have you guys watching this. If you're with us live tonight on this Thursday night, thank you for joining us and taking a couple of minutes. And if you're watching this as a recorded call, thank you so much for plugging in to learn. We are two moms, coast to coast, on a mission. We have different stories and different backgrounds, but we're both so passionate about this information that we're going to share. And we're going to share our stories a little bit as we get into tonight's talk. So I'm going to kick it off by saying that you guys are doing a wonderful thing to learn more about the Shred10. This is a program where you shred it, you live it, and then if you want to, you can share it. Shredding for 10 days and then living on with a healthy lifestyle is just an incredible thing to do for your health and for your family's health as well. So I'm going to start talking, and Danielle, you can just click forward.
Absolutely.
But there are two really startling trends in the world today. And I always share, when I share these slides originally, I say, we're going to talk about the bad things first, and then we're going to talk about the good news. And you know why? So the question is, why do we need something like the Shred10? Why do we need anything extra in our life to help us be healthier? Well, unfortunately, we are now living in a very chemicalized, toxic world. And I think most of you guys would agree. We're being bombarded by toxins every single day from our air, our water, our soils, that are causing a lot of health problems. And unless you're living in a bubble somewhere where it's very, very clean, these toxins really are everywhere. We're breathing them. Our kids are breathing them. They're in our lawn. They're in our pool. So again, I try not to dwell on the bad news, but it is the state of our reality today. And then in the next slide, you know, our food quality is very similar. And I like to really just remind everyone that for a lot of us, when we grew up, when our parents were growing up, and certainly when our grandparents were growing up, this wasn't the case. Weren't preservatives and flavor enhancers and, you know, trans fats and ingredients and labels that we couldn't even read or pronounce. You know, none of this really existed, but today it does. And so that's why we're here to help educate about solutions so that we can all be doing the best we can to stay healthy. So
Right.
Danielle, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Right. One of my favorite slides. So with everything that Lisa just shared, you know, this really does create a need to detoxify and rejuvenate our bodies. And that's why we do something like the Shred10 program. That's really what this program is all about. So we're going to talk about, you know, an important topic for most people, which is maintaining a healthy weight. And that really should be an important topic for everybody. As we know that excess fat contributes to over 20 different diseases. So remembering what Lisa was just talking about these toxins that are, you know, in our environment, in our foods and so forth, you know, what that does is our bodies really can't handle the onslaught of all of those toxins. So our bodies are very smart. And what it does is it really, to protect our organs, it stores those toxins in fat cells. Lovely. There's the fat we're talking about. You know, the good news is that's what's keeping those toxins from roaming around our bodies and causing havoc in our bodies and in our bloodstream. The bad news is that the fat cells expand and they can cause weight issues. And that's what we're looking at on that upper image right there. Now, those black dots there represent the impurities. And when you burn fat the wrong way, without proper nutrition and with over-exercising, which many people tend to do, the toxins are re-released into your bloodstream, which stresses the body, okay? And so your body very smartly goes into fat production to once again enrobe those toxins in fat cells to protect your vital organs. And so that fat returns, and it's a vicious cycle. And I think most of us, especially women, we've all been there where you kind of rebound. And it's like those last 5 pounds, those last 10 pounds, just can't seem to get them off. Well, there is, on the flip side of this, a better way to do this. And that's really a safe cleanse. So the safe and healthy way to lose weight is to allow your body to cleanse itself by removing that toxic load and adding clean, eating with lots of fruits and vegetables. So now you're shedding fat and you're assisting your liver so it can do its job to cleanse these toxins out of your body. Now, weight loss is a lot easier. It tends to be a lot faster, and it's more sustainable and leads to permanent weight loss. And so that's what this lower image in red is depicting. You don't have as many of those dots inside you, those toxins inside you anymore when you're shedding all of that weight properly. But how do we do this, right? How do we eat enough fruits and vegetables to really assist our body to cleanse the way we need it to? So the truth is we really can't eat as enough fruits and vegetables as we're supposed to or as we need to. And that's why when we're doing something like the Shred10 program, we use the Juice Plus Trio capsules and the Juice Plus Complete Shakes to really bridge that gap in our diet. And that's what's a crucial part of the Shred10 program. So this is like flooding your body with 45 different fruits, vegetables, and berries every single day. Now, it's certainly not a substitute for eating the real thing. You still want to eat as many fruits and vegetables as possible, but this is definitely going to bridge that gap as you're doing the program of the Shred10. Now, it's powdered produce, so you add 2 fruits, 2 veggies, and 2 berry capsules every single day, and you drink 2 Juice Plus Complete Shakes. So Lisa's going to talk to us a little bit about willpower.
Willpower. It's such a fascinating conversation when you talk about this.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of people think, I just don't have great willpower, and other people, it's like they have amazing willpower. But actually, willpower is a function of blood sugar, and keeping your blood sugar stable is really, really important to have that willpower that you want to have. So if you ever can think about a day where, maybe you weren't able to eat a meal, or you went, a really long time in between eating, and then you want to eat whatever you can, right? It doesn't matter because you want to get your blood sugar up. And that is called glycemic index. It's actually, the sugar entering into your bloodstream, as you can see on this little graphic here. When you eat high glycemic index food, then after a short amount of time, it crashes and it gives your body a signal as if it needs more food again, because you really didn't give it the right food. So those are things like empty calories, like carbohydrates, bagels, crackers, boxed foods. There's a spike in your blood sugar, but then it comes crashing down a couple of hours later, but not before you've already, raided the pantry and had everything that you wish you didn't have about a half an hour later. So this happens also in the morning when we wake up on an empty stomach, and we think that we need to have caffeine to wake up, but that's not necessarily the case. So the dark blue line shows what happens when we eat a low glycemic meal with fiber. So sugar enter the bloodstream slowly, like with the Juice Plus Complete, and then our blood sugar is stable, and it makes it so much easier to avoid bad habits and food addictions. Mm-hmm. So this is the zone of willpower, and that's really the zone that we want to stay in.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what the Juice Plus Complete Shakes do for us. And personally for me, that was a game changer. So when you have the Juice Plus Complete Shakes here, you can see it's a low glycemic index, so it stabilizes your blood sugar level. It's got 13 grams of plant protein, as well as broccoli, radish sprouts, pumpkin, spirulina, pomegranate, a lot of superfoods in there. It's got 8 grams of pure plant fiber per serving. And the oligosaccharides in the Complete are actually a prebiotic, which help keep your digestive system healthy. So it's awesome. It's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, it's vegan and non-GMO. So it's super safe. My children drink it every single day. You can use the shakes in a lot of different ways. You can have them for breakfast. You can have them before you work out, after you work out. You can have them as a snack. For me personally, I have one as my breakfast every single morning and have been for almost 3 years now. And I also have a second one as a snack in the afternoon. But, my children will even have one as they eat their breakfast before they head off to school.
Awesome. And I have been using the Juice Plus Complete for about I'd say about 10 years really consistently. And same as Danielle, I've been using it as my staple for breakfast for 10 years. And I really like mine as the post-workout drink. So for me, and if any of you guys are fitness people and you go work out on a regular basis, and it happens at every single class that I take, the instructor will say, make sure you go fuel your body with a good amount of protein and carbohydrates. And I just smile to myself every time I hear that, because I know I'm going home to fuel with my complete, which is the perfect balance of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And my kids have grown up drinking the complete as well. My daughter, who's in high school, has one every single day. She has it about 6:45 in the morning. And if you're familiar with high school eating habits, they don't like to eat.
Oh, and I think Lisa froze. But I remember from being in high school, I did not like to eat. And although my kids are not in high school, they're little, they're only 4 and 6. I'm glad that they get a complete shake every morning. Cool. So the Shred10 program, and if you're on the phone, if you're joining us, you can just hit mute on your phone so we don't get any background noise. That would be great. But the Shred10 program is about really shedding the foods, the habits, and toxins that just aren't serving you anymore. And it's about adopting some new, healthier habits that hopefully will transform you into, a healthier lifestyle. So with the Shred10 program, what we do is for 10 days, we focus on eating real food, real whole foods that grow, like fruits and vegetables, grains, peas, beans, things like that, quinoa. You'll add your Juice Plus Trio capsules every single day to support it, and you'll also have your Juice Plus complete shakes. And we really want to encourage eating clean as possible for those 10 days. It makes such a huge difference to your body. And it really gives your body a break from trying to digest and process a lot of those heavier foods. And then also this will tend to start to reduce inflammation in your body and free up your body so it really can rejuvenate. And as I share my story a little bit later, you'll hear about that. But you're going to also want to drink lots of water. Try to sleep at least 7 to 8 hours if possible. Exercise most days or as much as you can. If you don't even have a workout routine yet, it's okay. Now's a great time to start. Even if you just can pick up and start walking around the block, or do something at home after the kids go to bed, whatever it might be, just pick up and move. If you've already got a great workout routine, maybe you can enhance it a little bit, maybe do something with your friends, get a buddy. You want to eliminate gluten, dairy, alcohol, processed foods, artificial foods, refined sugars, and we're going to avoid eating after 6 p.m. So we really want to give our body a chance to rest. And also digest and eliminate the toxins effectively. And that's what happens when we're sleeping. If you're pregnant, if you're nursing, if you're a child, kids can do this as well. Or if you're an elite athlete, you can make some modifications to these guidelines. But the great thing is that your whole family can do this program. So once you order your Juice Plus, you will get the Shred Guide. So if you have your Juice Plus already, but you don't have a Shred Guide, we'll certainly get that to you. If you don't have Juice Plus yet, you'll order your Juice Plus, and we'll email you the Shred10 guide as well as the Shred10 recipe book. And so there's lots of recipes. The guide goes into further detail as to why we make these eliminations of gluten, dairy, alcohol, things like that. But the cool thing about this program is there's no calorie counting. You don't have to deprive yourself of calories or food. You just want to really focus on eating clean, whole food. And I always say, if you're hungry, just make sure you're eating the right stuff. So I'm going to share a little bit about my story, but as you can see here from a lot of other common results from the Shred10, craving more fruits and vegetables, healthier weight, better recovery from workouts, improved sleep, increased energy, healthier hair, skin, and nails, improved regularity. And I will say that I can check off every one of those from my own personal results. And I was actually introduced to the principles of this program when I was first introduced to Juice Plus about almost 3 years ago now. And it completely made sense to me. I was at a place where I knew I needed to make some changes. And I was not feeling great. I was a busy working mom with 2 little kids. And I felt, in my own words, like I needed to clean myself from the inside out. And this program made complete sense to me. And I jumped in, feet first. And yes, eliminating some things was difficult, but I did it. And 10 days is super easy, right? You can do anything for 10 days. And I checked it off on my calendar. And I remember the biggest thing right away was I had been experiencing joint pain in my knees. And that went away. And the reason being was because I reduced the inflammation in my body, like we just spoke about a little bit ago. And what was really cool about this program is I was one of those people that turned it into a lifestyle, which a lot of people do. So I formed these principles into a lifestyle with some modifications here and there, certainly. But over the course of time, I was able to shed that weight that we talked about on that lovely slide with all those toxins, all those dots. I was shedding the toxins and shedding the weight along with it, month after month after month, where for me personally, over, probably about 8 or 9 months, I lost about, over 20 pounds, which was great. And certainly not something I was looking to do, but something obviously my body needed to go through. My energy levels increased. My hair grew back, which at the time had been falling out. My skin cleared up. I lost my sugar cravings, and that's the great thing about our Juice Plus Complete Shakes, because that's exactly as Lisa was talking about, that zone of willpower. I mean, that was me to a T. And it really, these principles have really shaped my eating habits, and they've allowed me to, not only change my own eating habits, but change our eating habits here at home with my children. And that's what I love about this program too, is everyone in the family can do it. And I am forever grateful that it was shared with me. And I love doing this program with other people. So I'm excited to start up again in June.
Do you want me to share it, Danielle? Do you want me to share my
back on.
screen?
Yeah, please
Oh,
do.
I'm sorry. I didn't know if
It's
you
a
knew I
little,
was back
I can't
on.
see anything down there.
Sorry, I got a little, I got kicked off. So we had a
Yeah,
commercial break.
and I know your story is much different than mine. So I'd love.
It is much different. And that's why I love to share it, because everyone comes into this with a different experience. And so my story is that I've been taking Juice Plus for 16 years. So I was on the foundation of the capsules. I've raised my kids on Juice Plus, and we had a really amazing experience. We went from a really unhealthy family, needing to go to the pediatrician all the time, having the pink bottle of, penicillin in my refrigerator constantly. And myself, I suffered from chronic sinus infections and colds and flus, and just was a very rundown, young, busy working mom. And Juice Plus came into my life. We embraced it, and we really did have improvements. I felt more energy. I slept better at night. My skin cleared up. My kids stopped having to go to the pediatrician all the time. And we love Juice Plus. And just like I mentioned before, I'd been drinking the Complete for about 10 years every day. And over the last, the last 10 years have really just honed in on my health and have made fitness a huge priority. I'm really passionate about exercise now. And, I don't have a ton of gluten in my diet, and I've really eliminated most dairy. But I do drink my coffee, and I like a little wine on the weekends. So I'm certainly really balanced and definitely normal. But I have to admit, and I share this really openly because I want people to know this, but I was a bit skeptical about the Shred10 because I didn't really think that there was much improvement that I could make. I was a little ambitious in that thinking. But I wanted to do it because so many people around me were doing it. And of course, I wanted to support them. And people like Danielle have great stories. And I thought, you know what, I really need to do this and just constantly trying to improve my own health. So I did the Shred10 truly for the first time earlier this month. And it was such a wonderful, fun process. And what I learned about myself is that I definitely was drinking way too much coffee. If you're not muted and you're on the phone, if you could mute, that would be so great. But I was definitely drinking way too much coffee in the morning. And I am happy to say that I have cut back to 1 cup a day out of my Nespresso machine. So it is very manageable. We put the coffee pot in the garage, and I have not touched any gluten. There's pretzels in my pantry because I do have teenagers and a husband that love a little, pretzel snack here and there. And I have not touched that bag since I've done the Shred10. And it really made me aware of just continually improving our health. And some of the people that did the shred with us earlier this month, they had incredible results in that they had more mental clarity, what Danielle had talked about before. A few people were able to shred a couple of unwanted pounds, and really just realizing they became very aware of habits that they had. And they were really amazed that they had, you know, either a love for dairy, or that they were addicted to gluten, or like me, like I really realized I was drinking too much caffeine in the morning. And it was just really such a eye-opening experience for everyone that it really just inspired me to keep going. And so I'm really excited to do this next shred. So Danielle, I'll turn it back over to you to talk about why the shred works so well.
Yes, that's awesome, Lisa. And I'm glad you're off your coffee.
Yes. Well, I still drink 1 cup a day, but not 3. I was drinking 3 cups of coffee. That's too much.
Great.
Too much.
But, you know, a huge part of why the Shred10 program really will work is because you're adding Juice Plus as that nutritional piece, right? And this is what also made a lot of sense to me and gave me the confidence when I just said yes to Juice Plus years ago. And I'm sure Lisa feels the same way too. But it's really that Juice Plus has been studied all over the world for the past 20 years, and it's the most thoroughly researched nutritional product in the world. And so right there gives you a lot of peace of mind, knowing you're flooding your body with amazing nutrition that has this kind of backing, and you're known by the company you keep, and you can see these amazing universities and institutions here on this slide. So Lisa's going to get into a little bit of, what you can expect from the program and sort of the different packages with Shred10.
So this is the best part. Juice Plus is so simple, and that's what I love about it. And it is so affordable. And so just so that you guys know, when you get involved with the Shred10, all of the resources that we are going to give to you guys are free. And one of the things that I think truly separates this program apart from so many other things is that you've got the community. The community is really invaluable. And we just, wrap our arms around everybody and support everybody through this 10 days. So the resources are free, and the basic package, so if you want to get started on our complete, is 1 shake a day. Okay. The premium package is 1 shake a day plus the Juice Plus Trio. This is truly the foundation that my family has been on for over a decade. And, like I said before, I did not think that I needed the shred, but when I adopted the shred and did the 2 shakes a day, I really noticed changes in my health, in every aspect of my well-being that I didn't really think was possible. So it really does make a difference. And children, just so that you know, Danielle, you might have to mute a couple of people that are not moving out. The Children's Health Study, whoever invited you on here, if you're not already taking Juice Plus, they can get the Juice Plus for free. So by the time, so either gummies for the smaller kids, chewables, or the capsules for older kids. And that goes all the way up through college age, which I love being able to offer our kids Juice Plus at no cost. It's one of my favorite parts about Juice Plus. So just to wrap up on the pricing, all of this pricing, and Danielle, you can just move it to the next slide, is US pricing. So if you have friends that are overseas or anyone internationally that's maybe looking at this down the road, you can adapt the pricing to your country, because Juice Plus is sold in 25 countries around the world. But really adding this is so affordable. And I've always said that Juice Plus is priceless for our family. For about the cost of a cup of coffee, you can begin flooding your body with superfoods every single day. And I think that we would all admit that we will spend $5 or more a day on things that do not build up our health. And with the Shred10, so 2 shakes a day and the trio capsules, and remember, most kids are free, that is the cost of 1 meal. So the benefits are so significant, and being able to make this investment into your health, I think, is absolutely incredible. I've always looked at Juice Plus as an investment. I've always looked at it as part of my grocery bill. And what I always have been teaching people for over a decade now, almost 15 years, is that you're either going to invest in your wellness or you're going to subsidize your illness. It's really, really true. Being sick costs at so many different levels. So I think it's so important to invest in our wellness. So with that, Danielle, I think we're going to be able to wrap it up.
We are. And so
Yes.
everyone has the dates too. June 5th is when we're kicking off our next Shred 10. And I'm going to stop this screen share. Hopefully I got that. All right. So I know, I'm glad everyone was able to hop on tonight, and hopefully we've covered a lot of information for you. And whether you're ready to say yes, you've got some more questions, certainly reach out to the person who invited you on tonight to tonight's call, to either get yourself started on Juice Plus or join us in our Shred 10 June 5th startup, where we've got a private Facebook page to support everybody through that. And thank you all for getting on tonight.
Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys. Have a great night.
Have a great night. Thank you.
Night.